Hey YouTubers, Redneck Brian here. One more quick video. Here is, again, my in-dash DVD player. I have figured out how to get this thing to play DVDs. I took this cover off. There's actually a couple screws hidden down the side here. Two on this side and two on the other. And this did come off. And I was reading the wiring diagram. And there's actually this yellow wire right here. Harmless looking enough. But this yellow wire is actually the parking brake safety wire. So basically what you have to do is you have to ground this wire out. But there's actually a safety in there that you can't just ground this wire out. You actually have to ground it, take it off, ground, and ground it again. You basically have to do like a series, like ground off, ground off, ground on, basically, to do it. So I have had it working. I had it working last night. I've watched a few videos on the internet to get ideas on how to do this. One guy actually does a toggle switch to the ground, and so you don't have to have the parking brake on. But so yeah, that's basically what I'm going to do. But you have to flick it on, off, on to make it work. Basically, to trick the computer inside the stereo, so it thinks that yes, the parking brake's on, and apparently that's what you have to do with some of these with the parking brake. So let's turn her on. This thing is working perfectly. Open up the screen, and nothing's obviously coming in. No antenna. It's the static. Let me turn that right down. I got a movie. It's AirBud, so who cares? I don't care if I show it. And actually, as long as this thing keeps power, as long as basically you don't turn it off, basically in the car, turn off the ignition, this thing will stay running. So let me put the DVD in. And basically, you're supposed to wait for this message to come up. That's basically what it wants you to do. It's just loading. Let me grab my wire. And my ground. So there we go, we got the message. Let's see if I can do this with one hand. Ground on, ground off, ground on. Might do it. Put the camera down for a second. Now I need two hands. Off. Oh, there we go. I heard it start. Possibly. I heard on the video a few of the cheaper ones you can just ground them and leave them grounded, but I guess this is not really a cheapie, so let me try this again. Off, on, off, on. May have to reset the disk. Try resetting the disk. There, lower the screen down so you can see it a little bit more. Okay. So basically right now it thinks the parking brake's on. So we'll take the parking brake off, put the parking brake back on, take it off, put it on. Off, on, off, on. Come on, you. Possibly now. Take it off. possibly not getting a good enough connection. On, off, on. Let's eject the disc again. Try it once more. So let's leave the parking brake off, actually. See if we can get it to do anything now. Raise the screen up. There we go. I hear the disc loading up now. So there we go. And just touch it and it will come on. And as long as this wire right here stays connected, you are fine. See, this is a little bit tricky. I had obviously one hand, and yeah. So it's going to start playing. It's on mute according to that. There we go. There you go. And it works. And this is full touch screen as well. You don't have to use any of these buttons down here. You can just touch the screen. See earbuds, play a movie, and it will play. And then if I disconnect it while it's on, get the warning, but the audio still stays playing, even though the warning's up there. So now, basically put this in the tractor, I'm going to have to add a toggle switch to make it work. And then if I reconnect this, it works again. And I'm out of power. My jumper pack is dying severely, so there, leave that disconnected now. Most likely that's what happened. It's on orange, so it needs to be charged. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. That's how you do wire these if you do want to trick the computer into thinking it does have the parking brake on. It is on this particular radio, it's the yellow with green stripe. Others it might be different, but that's also, you have to do that to make the inputs work, or the video inputs work. So if you want to run, say, a satellite dish or a PlayStation, VCR, but who would want to run a VCR? But still, that's what you have to do. So I will talk to you all later. Keep it redneck again, chooch it, and please subscribe and comment.